Hello again. So just this is just the continuation from the previous video, but this one will be more of a general kind of update. And I'll start with the ASX 200, the Australian stock market. We've been bearish for quite some time. Okay. What's interesting here is the market's trying to put in a new pivot, a trend change signal, right? So we've been down like this for quite some time, right? Pretty much since August last year, we've been, pretty much bearish. We've been the most bearish of all the other major stock markets. And then we came back up. So we've clearly been putting in bearish pattern, a bearish lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. And then we market came back up, and then put in another lower high, but then we reversed, right? We didn't continue down. We basically stored there and then reversed back to the upside. Okay. So what that usually indicates is, again, this is a trend change signal. Okay. We got the reversal here. Okay. So that puts in a new structure low. So these were all lower lows, and now we put in a kind of a higher low, but a new structure one. And then the market goes back up, right? Continues up, which is what you want to see if you're looking for a trend change. Breaks this level here, so you broke this level, and then we put in a new, basically a new higher high, or on this pattern anyway. Now, this is where you're going to be careful, because the market tends to do these kind of false moves here and there, right? Because they know that people will look at this and say, oh well, this is we're putting a new structure high, we've broken structure. So their assumption is the next move will be something like this, and then the market will put in a new higher low, and then there'll be continuation to the upside, right? Which is fair enough, because majority of the time that is what will happen. But sometimes they do, especially where areas where we're expecting some kind of more bearish moves, right? They tend to kind of fake the market out. So, which is where you're going to be careful, because what they've done is, so we've gone back up, right? And I'll just draw here, and I'll zoom in a bit. You can see here the other pivot, the last high was there, right? Now, so technically we've kind of broken that structure, but really I'm looking at this high here. This is the important one here, right? Which we got a high, but we didn't actually close above this level here. So, which tells me that this could be a false move. And what we could see next is, the pullback, right? Which is what most people will be expecting. And then we're either going to see a reversal back up, or we could see a sudden move back down, breaking these structure level. Once we break this structure level, that's going to be pretty important. And then the next level being the 4700s, all right, which is critical. So something to watch out for in the Aussie stock market, right? So oil, just quickly going through oil. Oil's been very bullish, but now it's kind of at this decision point level as well. So had all this chart congestion around the 46s. You can see here we had a lot of vibration, I guess, chart vibration, and then the market came back up, and like I said that if we do see it go up, then we're gonna see some interesting price action around this level here. We could see a reversal. So. But in some ways, it's almost put in a double top, basically. It's pretty much put in a double top. The interesting thing also is, if I look at, say, the RSI, you've got bearish divergence. Okay, market's putting a higher highs here, so looks like we got some bearish divergence, which is usually signaling that the next move is going to be to the downside. Okay. So as early as next week, we should start to see possibly a move to the downside. Now, how far it goes down, I don't know. Is it going to be just a small move down and then back up? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But something to keep an eye on. Oil is going to be something, you're going to need to watch really carefully. Now, I don't talk about this one much, but this one's the Dow Transports. Now this is a leading indicator, and it's something that a lot of people watch just to see where the market's heading. Now you can see here that it's clearly broken structure, and it's just this is kind of almost a bit of a crash in some ways, right? Because the Dow Transports is, it tracks, the transportation in the US or around the world or whatever, but it's an important index to watch, right? It tends to lead the market in terms of, if the Dow Transports are bearish, then the market tends to follow soon after, or vice versa. So something to keep an eye on. We also got these moving averages, which I don't really use much, but I do look at them here and there, and you can see that we're starting to get this crossover slowly. Well, once that crosses over, we can see a bit of a move to the downside, right? In terms of leading indicators, the IWM, which is the Russell index, the Russell 2000 index, which is basically where all the kind of, like, I wouldn't say penny stocks, but all the kind of more riskier stocks lie, right? In a bull market, a lot of investors like to take some additional risk for higher gain, which is why they pump more money into the IWM, the Russell index. So early on, money goes into risk assets before a crisis or before a collapse or whatever it is. Money tends to come out of there first, right? Before it comes out of any of the other indices. So when you start to see the IWM move up or down, you know that it's kind of an early warning signal to say, okay, well, the smart money is getting their money out of these guys earlier. That's where they get their money out of first, the Russell index, right? That's why it's important that to keep an eye on the IWM, right? And what we saw yesterday close is that we got a lower close. I don't think we got a lower low though. Lower low, and okay, so we did. So this is still kind of, to me, not confirmation just yet, right? We would have liked to see this close a lower than this low here. So we could still see some upside, but I don't think this is going to last long. I think we're pretty much close to being, a big correction. Okay, so that's the IWM. The Nasdaq is another leading indicator. Again, because a lot of risk money goes into the Nasdaq technology companies very early on, and comes out of it very early on into, if the smart money sense a problem in the economy. But the Nasdaq, however, right, has been actually holding up quite strong compared to the rest. So, is this a signal? I don't know, but something to keep an eye on. It didn't even come close to testing these levels, so something to keep an eye on, but still too early to tell. What else is there? There's let's have a look at gold, because gold is not really much to talk about gold, because it's just clear, it's just in a good level. Right? That's all you can say really. It's just bullish. There is nothing here that tells me that it's, like we'll surely see a retracement back down to these levels here, right? And that's going to provide a good entry, but this is clearly setting up for a big breakout, right? A massive breakout. So, I look at this and I don't know how people can tell me that gold is going down. Like I just see upside. And any spike down, right, is going to get people to go, oh yeah, I told you so, see, gold shit, all that stuff. But, what they don't realize is this is how the market works. It likes to just make these moves to scare people out, and then whilst they position themselves for the breakout. And a lot of people are going to find that they missed out on the opportunity, right? Because this is going to move big time. So yeah. So that's that there. In terms of the currency markets, I haven't really been watching much, but actually, we'll talk about the Aussie dollar, because the last time I did the video, we were looking at this potential double top, and then it rolled over. So I think last time when we spoke, I did the video, we were kind of here. We put it into the double top, and we were coming down to this level here, and essentially what we were looking for is a reversal signal, right? So generally you see these, and the market goes back up and puts in a double top or some signal, and then it either rolls over or continues the upside. Now in this case, we started to get the move, but it didn't actually go all the way, went up to about the 50%, and then rolled over. So this is actually, usually this is a bit different. Usually you'd see some kind of signal. This wasn't really a signal. This is, not many people would have been able to jump onto this. They would have been waiting up here, but the market rolled over a lot earlier than that. So, which is I found was quite interesting. And then it's basically done this stair-stepping motion throughout since then. So now I've always said that we're going to see really low Aussie prices, like low dollar prices. We did have a big rally, from here down in early mid January all the way up there, like a very powerful rally, which I was kind of slightly a bit surprised of. But I've always said that I really wanted to see this level. I've said it for about 6 months. I've said I really want to see this level get tested, which was the 75s area, because we didn't get the test here. We kind of went back up there twice, 3 times, and we failed. We rolled over, and I thought, okay, well maybe I'm wrong. But we managed to rally back up and test these levels. So what we could see next is we could see a little bit more downside, maybe. I don't think much more. I think we're going to see a reversal, a correction, and we're going to go back up here somewhere to retest these levels here, right? And from there, I'd expect to see a continuation back down again. Okay. I could be wrong, but that's something to keep an eye on. Or the other scenario really is that we just basically continue down. Like we might get a small correction, right? But all the currencies are so bearish right now that you can't really, you don't want to trade against the market really. I'd be looking for shorts at the moment. But yeah, that's the Aussie dollar as it is. But yeah, I think we're going to definitely see low dollar prices. But again, I could be wrong, so don't take my word for it. The other one was pound USD, because this one's going to be interesting over the next month, right? Because the pound, the UK have got the Brexit elections in June, I think June 24th. And that's going to really determine the direction of the currency, right? So you can see here that, over the course of, say, if I look at the weekly chart, and you can see that over a long period of time, since 94 or so, you can see that it's kind of almost in a range, and had this big move up to the upside was around 2002 to up until the GFC 2008, and it's basically gone down since, but it's trading within this range, right? Which is important to note, okay? You can see it's trading in that range there. So, and we're kind of at the low end of the range. Now, if you want to go one step deeper in terms of getting more, finding another channel, then you can scroll out, zoom in a bit, and then look for another channel up there, and you can see that it's clearly trading within this range. So the question you're going to have to ask yourself is, based on what you see, where is the market likely to go next, right? And like we could go back up there, right? We could go up and get and break out, but I don't think that will happen just yet. Or we can continue down between now and June 24th, and see. It just really depends. It's too early to tell at the moment. You don't want to be making predictions, especially on this one. I think this one's going to be really. I think that anything related to the pound, you're going to be really careful of over the next month. I'd be very careful of how you size your positions, okay? Because you might see something similar to the Swiss back in 2015, where they unpegged their currency, the currency from the euro, and that caused a 30% drop. All right, so be very careful. But I think this election is we're gonna see some really, really crazy moves in the pound. Okay, so something to keep an eye on. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try and do another video during the week. Cheers, bye.